So now we'll go through the 10 quick differences. So the difference number one, and this may be obvious too, but when you're looking at B2C e-commerce, the end buyer is the consumer. So the person who's actually ringing the credit card and paying the bill is also the person who's going to be using it 99% of the time. Of course, you have gifts, you have other things where you're buying something on behalf of someone, or maybe shipping something to someone's house. You're going to go pick it up later, or it's for them. But by and large, still you're very connected to the consumer, the one actually using it. In the B2B world, the buyer is typically someone who is specialized. So the person who's actually making that transaction on the B2B website, someone who it's their job to buy things. And then they are taking those things that have been purchased and they're going along to the consumer via a third party, via the retailer. So there's a buyer in procurement at Lowe's that is your audience in a B2B play versus the person who's actually buying the tool or whatever it is in the hardware aisle in the store. So this presents some inherent difficulties in that in going B2B, you have less of a connection with your end consumer. And it can be very tempting to apply traditional marketing techniques and terminology to the B2B buyer and forgetting that they're often looking at the world very differently. We'll explain in a few more slides here how different that is. So here's a great quote from a B2B analyst at Forrester who's saying, B2B buyers today not only prefer to research online, but they prefer to buy online. 75% indicate that buying from a website is more convenient than buying from a sales representative when purchasing products or services for work. Now, this shouldn't come as too much of a surprise that even though they're not the end user, there was just a great report that came out from a marketing research company today, actually, that talked about the fact that everyone who is a buyer and they have a specialized job in procurement in the B2B world, they also are still on Amazon and they are in other retail websites, Target, Walmart, and everything else, buying things just like you and I do in a B2C environment. So their expectations are still high when it comes to the experiences that they're going to have in a B2B environment. They carry them with them into the procurement space, even though their needs are quite different.